Alright guys, here today's top stories in Out in the World segment. Number 1. Yesterday he said it here, that the ruling of the High Court gave Gachagua's legal team a proper ground to stand on. And even the immediate former Chief Justice, David Maraga, agrees. Just check out what he had to say.
Under Article 225, I believe, is it 2C? The right to a fair hearing is sacrosanct. What does that mean? Actually, the provisions in the Constitution, the wording in the Constitution is that it cannot be limited. What is the message from here? It is the importance of the right to a hearing, to a fair hearing. The court finds that Honorable Gachagua was not given a fair hearing, and he has been impeached. In my view, after that finding, the inevitable conclusion should have been to annul that impeachment.
But my fear here is that this thing will go down the Mike Sonko way, in that Mike Sonko got impeached in Nairobi, then he went to vie for the gubernatorial seat of Mombasa, and while in Mombasa, the High Court upheld his impeachment, but the Court of Appeal repealed that impeachment. They cleared him to run. Then what happened in the last minute? Martha Koome akakuja with her group, haraka, and they returned the impeachment of Mike Sonko. So Martha Koome is a spoiler. Ukishinda vita yako kwa Court of Appeal, yeye anakungoja pale kukuharibia. Ni mtu apendi kuona wengine wakifaulu. I am very, very skirmish about this Chief Justice, especially when she goes on radio to say such things instead of waiting for the matter to reach her in her area of work. Just listening to this.
That is exactly what it is. If you are impeached until that impeachment is lifted.
And if you take the matter to court, if you're still impeached?
Of course, until the court lifts the impeachment.
Yeah, so now.
And so is the sentence. If you have been sentenced, you are actually sentenced until the sentence is set aside.
So if you appeal, you're still sentenced?
You are still sentenced. The appeal does not take away the sentence. I think we interpret the law the way we like to, for our benefit. Of course, if I want to benefit, I will interpret it the way I want. Therefore, but the law remains the law. Yes.
Why is a Chief Justice discussing matters which are not before her? Sasa tutaanza kusema Chief Justice ajirecuse because she already rendered a verdict in a radio station. Do you see why it is very wrong and immoral for a Chief Justice to be talking recklessly? Only talk in that place umewekwa. Talk when the matter is before you. Because when you go to a radio station, there is entrapment. The host can ask you anything, including something that will be before you 3-4 years later. How then do you change your stance then in reference to what you said now without looking biased, even if truly you are not being biased? So chungeni huyu mama sana. She could easily become our worst Chief Justice, or she could redeem herself in this matter once it gets before her. Number 2, our greedy commander-in-chief is now proposing a new law that allows the national government to sell and profit from your private data on eCitizen. In fact, here's the expose from Money Academy Kenya, and I quote, Kenya plans to sell anonymized, non-personal data from platforms like eCitizen to businesses, researchers, and NGOs. The plan aims to raise revenue and improve government planning. Personal data like names and ID numbers will not be included. Does this government truly think that just your name and your ID number ndo vitu ni private? eCitizen has your driving license. It has your entire family there. If you have married, they can cross-reference and see who you've married, even if it is a polygamous setup. If you have children, it is there. Your blood group, all these things are there. Why would you be selling that data? Kama imefika hapo basi, muite valuer, muone wa Kenya wako 50 million, you value each of them. If you think some are more valuable than others, wale tall, dark and handsome, wanaenda at 4 million per person. Awa wengine hivi mupange bei alafu mutuuze, because that is what you're doing. That is where we are headed. Personal information is personal. eCitizen was not brought to Kenya by Uhuru Kenyatta with the aim of selling the people and their personal information. Even your taxes, your income, kila kitu imebebwa eCitizen. iTax iko pale, NTSA iko pale, the whole thing, hata hii boma sijui nini hii ya housing iko pale. Why would you be selling that data? This government knows no limits. It has no bounds. And I think we need to make an agreement as a country. Never again should we elect a young president. Wengi wao ni watu very inexperienced and greedy. I might be young myself, but I no longer trust a young person with the presidency. Wacha rais akuwe mtu amekomaa. Kama ni pesa, ameguzaguza pesa all his life, amezoea. Kama ni wasichana, ameguzaguza, amezoea. Akifika pale ametulia. You get these young people in office. They want 7 slay queens. They want a watch worth 5 million. A belt worth 50,000. That nonsense we don't want. Na ndo wakisota wanakuja kuuza vitu za watu NTSA, eCitizen, sijui wapi. Hiyo tunasema tawe, but be that as it may, guys, that's just my opinion. Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. So with that, here are today's ads of the day. If you're still managing rentals using notebooks and caretakers, See how Joel Karangu Maina switched to a system that runs his 76 units automatically. Every month, caretakers traveled to his office with handwritten records. Balancing the math took hours. Payments never merged and tenants never got receipts. Then Joel switched to Bomahat, Kenya's award-winning property management software. Now payments update automatically, receipts go out via SMS, and every report is just one click away. He now runs all 76 units from his phone. No chaos, no confusion. Join hundreds of landlords doing the same. For more information, please call 0717-512-483 or visit www.bomahat.com. Interior design is one of those things you can't afford to get wrong. So if you're looking for experts to do your gypsum, wainscoting, paintwork, tiles, washrooms, and kitchen, reach out to Dhaka Living on 0706 026 218. That's 0706 026 218. And if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really, really need to subscribe to. All right, guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.